Live from the Grenadian capital, this is the GBN television news. GBN covering you from the Grenadine Island chain to Brooklyn, New York via the World Wide Web on www.gbn.gd. The news headlines comes to you compliments Nexa Credit Union, with you wherever your road leads.
This is Network News for Tuesday, January 14, 2025. In the headlines, Grenada Transport Commission CEO to meet with members of the Grenville Bus Association following robbery and security concerns at the Grenville Bus Terminus. Concerns mount over the deteriorating condition of two state-owned buildings in Grenville. JPP Network issues statement on cancellation of Grenada National Health Insurance Financing Project contract. Also in the news, regionally, Guyana monitors influx of refugees from Venezuela. Internationally, Mozambique opens new parliament amid opposition protests and boycotts. Plus in the sports news, JT Positive Vibes Foundation launches football tournament for special education students. We'll bring you the details right after this.
The first segment of the news comes to you compliments Softweave bathroom tissue.
Have you heard about the new Softweave bathroom tissue with total hygiene? As hygiene and safety have taken center stage, our bathroom tissue is now manufactured with 3 different technologies to offer the best protection for you and your family. UVC light technology for a safe and effective disinfection process, eliminating 99.9% of microorganisms. Also, production at high temperatures, killing all types of germs and bacteria. And it's pH controlled with delicate fibers to prevent irritation for even sensitive skin. Softweave Total Hygiene Bathroom Tissue, available in supermarkets and shops island-wide. Visit Softweave Caribbean Facebook or Instagram pages for more information.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Kenroy Baptiste. The Grenada Transport Commission has committed to addressing security concerns at the Grenville Bus Terminus after last weekend's incidents. Rena Thomas has this update.
The CEO of the Grenada Transport Commission, David Bartholomew, has announced plans to meet with the members of the Grenville Bus Association to discuss solutions to the ongoing security and robbery concerns at the Grenville Bus Terminal. This announcement follows recent reports of criminal activities at the terminal, including the robbery of a bus operator last Friday evening. The operator, known as Spacky, was injured by 2 assailants who fled with a bag containing hundreds of dollars. Bartholomew acknowledged the seriousness of the concerns raised by bus operators and emphasized the need for collaborative efforts to ensure the safety of both operators and passengers.
Our intention is to meet with the bus association, and in particular the Grenville Bus Association, and first to sit down and explore. Immediate relief will have to come from the police. We are looking at a technological assistance in terms of a relief. So that is something that we will be looking at. For the last couple of months, it was not on our front burner because we have been meeting with CISHM, but on other issues. What happened over the weekend has brought it to the front burner, and we immediately started making inquiries. So we will be meeting with the association to get more detail and to take it forward.
Bartholomew added that the Commission has been holding several meetings with the Grenada Bus Association to better develop the transport sector in Grenada. He stated that one of their long-term solutions is to develop a cashless pay system so that robbery attempts will be eliminated.
having a cashless system. As part of our solution, we were looking at a cashless system. We have been meeting and treating with the association, not in particular Grenville, but we have been meeting and treating with the association, not on that particular issue, but other issues. And I immediately contacted some service providers that could assist us in looking into that whole cashless system. So we're looking at a cashless system. Either you could use a card, or you could use your phone, and we could buy a passenger could purchase a ticket at some particular point, which the driver could redeem. But the idea is to let the public know, any intended quote-unquote bandit know that there is no cash bag. Nobody have a bag of cash on the buses.
The CEO said while this initiative requires more discussions with stakeholders, short-term solutions at the Grenville Bus Terminal will require the assistance of the Royal Grenada Police Force.
Any temporary solution, I think we'll have to have some discussions with the police, on like an immediate temporary solution, We will have some discussion with the police and also have some tripartite discussion with police and with the association to see what sort of relief. But that relief will probably will more be a police security relief rather than a technological relief that will be coming from the Transport Commission.
Rena P. Thomas, GBN News.
Police have indicated that there are no plans to legalize defensive weapons. We hear why in this Beverly Telesford report.
The possession and use of defensive weapons such as tasers, pepper spray and mace are strictly prohibited by law. This policy, intended to maintain public safety, remains in place despite growing concerns about personal security and the availability of non-lethal self-defense tools. The Royal Grenada Police Force has made it clear that there are no plans to legalize or regulate the use of these items. Assistant Commissioner of Police and Officer in Charge of Crimes, Vanny Kerwin, explained the reason behind this.
We have not taken it up with the Minister for National Security. I don't think we want to take it up with the Minister for National Security because while there may be good intentioned persons using those things for defensive purposes, there are those that are going to be using it for offensive purposes. It's illegal at this point, and opening up the floodgates, you open it up for both the good and the bad. Those who are law-abiding and those criminal elements will also.
ACP Kerwin said based on the level of crime in Grenada, the RGPF does not see the need to regulate these defensive weapons.
Use it. So I don't think this is something we would want to bring up, but at the end of the day, the legislatures have to determine where they go. We are a creature of statute. We enforce the law. Whatever is written into the parliament, whatever is written into law, that is what we enforce. But I don't think this is one I can see law enforcement agitating for. We don't believe that a crime situation is at a place where, we would want to push for all citizens to carry a mace, carry a taser. We're not Trinidad, we're not Jamaica, we're not St. Lucia, and we're not even remotely close to that situation. I am sure perhaps, and I'm hoping not, that there may come a time down the road in the future where perhaps consideration might be given to that posturing, but currently as we sit here now, as we speak here now, we don't think Grenada is in a position for us to say, well, all, tooth moon bagay, everybody should carry a mace, carry a spray. We don't have that level of threat on our streets.
The Assistant Commissioner maintained that if the state of crime in Grenada takes a turn for the worse, then consideration may be given for making such tools legal.
Talking about special consideration might be given to making it available should the crime situation warrants that. Because, when you're talking about defensive mechanism, you have to look at defensive mechanism in the context of the threat that you face. All right? So you have to be able to neutralize whatever threat there is. We don't think that those threats are on our streets. We don't think our people are faced with that kind of criminal element requiring government to say, let us consider mace, let us consider taser. I think that will be sending the wrong message at this point to say that it is okay to carry that because we don't have a threat level that requires us doing that at this point.
Reporting for GBN News, Beverly Telesford.
Now, the Royal Grenada Police Force says it has had the best end of year in a long time. Christina John tells us about the RGPF's assessment of 2024 and preparation for 2025.
Although 2024 had been described as a challenging year for law enforcement in Grenada, Assistant Commissioner of Police Vannie Kerwin, in an interview with GBN, stated that the 2024 Yuletide season has been one of the best on record. Praising the men and women on the ground, Assistant Commissioner Kerwin said it was truly a collaborative effort involving Police High Command that enabled them to breathe a sigh of relief.
Well, I want to go on record as saying that this has been one of our best Yuletide season. Best in the sense of crimes. I think this is the Yuletide season we have had the least crime committed. You would remember that a year or two ago, 2022, during our Yuletide season, we had quite a lot of robberies, business places being robbed. In 2023, a number of these business places have been reaching out to us, asking for assistance to protect the establishment. In 2024, we had no such issue. In fact, we had no business robbery in 2020, end of 2024 Yuletide season, and that's a plus for us. Our crime rate on a whole for the Yuletide season 2024 was admirable.
The Assistant Commissioner said 2024 has yielded the most gun crimes and illegal firearms confiscated. Although a gun amnesty was implemented as a strategy to get illegal guns off the streets, only 9 were handed over to police. However, the ACP said they were able to confiscate over 60 illegal guns and ammunition. This, coupled with the impact of Hurricane Beryl, stretched the resources of the RGPF to their limit. Nonetheless, the ACP is confident that with the incorporation of technology and added human resource, they are better positioned to tackle crime in 2025.
Don't talk strategies, so I'm not going to talk strategies, but except to say that we are well positioned in 2025 to be able to deal with whatever is thrown at us. The height of the gun crimes we saw early in 2024, the middle to the latter part of 2024, we saw there was a lull in that, in part because we've had a new legislation coming on stream, and that helped us a lot. But we have also stepped up our vigilance, stepped up our surveillance, stepped up our operations, and we were able to take 61 illegal firearms off the street in 2024. We've never seen this before. That energy, that momentum is there for the start of 2025, and we are going to double our efforts, tweaking what we do with some high-level technology that we are, just procuring.
With just 14 days into the new year, Grenada has already recorded 2 gun-related incidences and a gruesome chopping. The officer sent out a stern warning to offenders.
And yes, we have started 2025 on a note that we regret and we would not have liked to start. We have had 2 shootings. Any of those 2 shootings could have ended in death. Fortunately, we have not had anyone died so far, and we have had a very gruesome chopping. Those are not ways that we like to start our year. We sometimes hope that the whole of January go by and we do not have a serious crime. We cannot say that in 2025. But having said that, though, I want to say to all criminals out there, we are coming for you. Wherever you are, whatever you do, rest assured, there are some parts of Grenada that is, becoming challenging to us. We do have a plan to deal with it in 2025. We are going to be robust. We're going to be all-inclusive in what we do. There is no community that we will not hit, and hit hard. Wherever the criminals are, we're going to flush them out.
Christina John, GBN News.
Other news, the crumbling former Grenville Revenue Office is sparking concern among residents and business owners about its impact on the community. My colleague Rena Thomas journeyed to Grenville and spoke with concerned citizens there.
Residents and business owners in Grenville St. Andrew are voicing concerns over the deteriorating state of the former Grenville Revenue Office and Library building, describing it as an eyesore and a potential public health hazard. David Joseph, a vendor in Grenville for over 9 years, expressed frustration with unfulfilled promises to refurbish the structure and develop the area for the benefit of the community.
We should not have been here in the first place because our temporary stay had expired. But for some reason, nothing was happening in terms of doing any project. when we learned about the project and we spoke about it, we were told no, that was not true. At the point in time, it was the NAP government that was in power. Lo and behold, and we heard about that project again to come on stream, which is a mini ministerial complex, which consists of 3 stories. And it was a building to take place with the government of Grenada and the cooperative bank. That is what we were told. However, after 2010 and the place got burned down, if I was to just retract a bit, that old postal corporation where the revenue office first was, they had decided that they were going to do some work on that building and they were going to do some work on the library. However, nothing happened from since 2010.
Joseph highlighted the health risk posed by the building's current condition, including unsanitary surroundings that affects vendors and shoppers alike. Another small business owner shared similar sentiments, emphasizing the urgent need for action to address the neglected building and its impact on the town's image.
As a matter of fact, the last flooding that took place here recent, it showed on the door. The door fell to the ground and it stayed there, filled with garbage on the inside. Stayed there for a couple of weeks. The library is in that condition because every time it's flood, water also goes inside the old library and then nothing is really happening. Nobody's really cleaning it. So the situation inside is also a very bad one. I don't know who really in charge to really deal with that. It would be wise because very soon, yes, we're in the dry season, but as water settles in this place, this is what causes the influx of mosquitoes, where serious diseases have been spread.
Telling you the honest truth, things so vast, right? Information so vast right now. Everybody is with technology, so mostly everybody reading, doing them kind of thing. But books reading is very important. So I think they should get back the library on track, especially in Grenville here. We need a library in Grenville because we don't have the youths and them recreating themselves with a little book or something now.
The community is calling on authorities to prioritize the redevelopment of the site, which many believe has significant potential to enhance Grenville's economic appeal. Rena P. Thomas, GBN News.
Still to come in Network News, live from the Grenadian capital. Joseph Andel among foreign ministers who signed a memorandum of understanding on political and diplomatic consultations with Benin. Stay with us.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Whoa! Did you hear that? The National Lotteries Authority's Lotto jackpot is $206,000. Play Lotto today for chances at winning big. Lotto, play and win a lot of money.
Get so much more with Courts Ready Finance. Whether it's a furniture upgrade or appliance replacement, it's easy when you shop using Courts Ready Finance. Get more flexibility by choosing your payment terms, more affordability with low monthly payments, and more access with fast and easy application. Plus, there's no down payment and you make your first payment in 30 days. Get great deals and gifts with select purchase. Get so much more with Courts Ready Finance. Only at Courts. Bringing value home. Special conditions apply.
At Ariza, we find ways to celebrate you. Little wins or bigger ones. Working hard and staying on track. Meet your need while saving for your dreams with our Chairs to You loan. Get up to $50,000, repayable in up to 10 years, and benefit from a lump sum saving when the loan is repaid. Live those dreams. Follow those steps. Take that leap of faith or invest in yourself. Make a toast. Lift a glass. Cheers to you. Join today and apply. Ariza Credit Union. Your financial freedom. Your future.
Served Grenada for decades, we are the #1 and largest electrical supplier.
Hi, welcome to Sunny Electrical. How may I help?
We offer electrical wiring accessories, tools, and appliances for all residential, commercial, and industrial applications, which is what we are known for. And we expanded our products with new innovative ways to modernize your home. New homeowners will be captivated in our lighting showrooms.
Some more pendant lights here. These are very multifunctional because they can work for kitchens, living rooms, bedrooms.
We have a wide selection of lighting, ranging from indoor to outdoor and solar. We are also available for site visit services to assist you with selecting the perfect light for your forever home. We are located at Dusty Highway in Grenada and St. George. Sudden Electrical. Best value, expert advice, quality products. We hope to see you soon.
Grenadians, the National Celebrations Committee invites you to celebrate the next 50, embracing a future of development, transformation, and unity as we ready ourselves to mark the Grenada's 51st anniversary of independence. On February 7th, 2025, activities include the Independence Monarch Competition semifinals, January 25th at Lassaget's Playing Field, with the final carded for Saturday, February 1st at the Sutters Bus Terminal. National Church Service, February 2nd, 3 p.m., Crossview RC Church. February 6th, National Colors Day, Interministerial Competition and Independence Cultural Extravaganza from 7 p.m. at the Grenville Bus Terminal. And on Friday, 7th, it's the grand finale at the Kirani James Athletic Stadium, the Independence Day Rally, Military Parade, and Made in Grenada Expo. Let's all celebrate in true Grenadian unity, the anniversary of our 51st independence.
Grenada is such a beautiful country.
GBN leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
Building or renovating your home or business? Why not use clean, renewable energy? Install solar panels to power your home and office and see your energy costs go down and your savings go up. Using renewable solar-powered energy protects our environment, reduces our carbon footprint, and slows the devastating impact of climate change. Republic Bank can help to finance construction and renovations that make use of renewable energy. Visit any Republic Bank branch and ask about renewable energy financing options today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Foreign Affairs Minister Joseph Andal was among foreign ministers from 8 CARICOM countries who participated in the Benin-CARICOM Foreign Affairs Ministers meeting, which concluded in Cotonou, Benin, on January 8. Described as a historic meeting, this high-level gathering, according to Benin's Foreign Affairs Minister, focused on 3 major subjects. First, cultural issues. Benin and this region of the world share historic cultural ties, and the ministers and heads of delegation agreed to work to strengthen this axis, according to a communiqué issued by the Benin government following the one-day meeting. Economic issues were then addressed. Benin's diplomacy is aimed at development. For this reason, the parties discussed mechanisms for increasing trade and investment. On issues of peace and security, discussions focused on the situation in Haiti. According to the communiqué, the ministers expressed concern about the socio-political and security situation in Haiti. They welcome Benin's involvement alongside CARICOM and other international partners in promoting peace and development in Haiti. We can tell you too, the communique said the Caribbean states congratulated Benin on the adoption of the law on recognition of nationality. The CARICOM ministers in attendance represented Antigua and Barbuda, the Bahamas, Barbados, the Commonwealth of Dominica, Grenada, Haiti, Jamaica, and Suriname. The communique added they congratulated Benin on its support for CARICOM's restorative justice. During the meeting, the Foreign Affairs ministers signed a memorandum of understanding on political and diplomatic consultations among the ministries of foreign affairs in the Republic of South Africa, the French Republic of Benin, along with the Commonwealth of Dominica, Haiti, Grenada, and the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. In his opening speech, the head of Benin's diplomatic service thanked President Patrice Talon for his vision of bringing Benin closer to Africa and the Caribbean. He underlined the shared history between Benin and CARICOM states, marked by hardship and bearing the scars of a ruthless transatlantic slave trade, and at the same time resilience and an ability to transcend adversity. After attending the Benin meeting, Minister Joseph Andel joined Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell on his official trip to China. Well, 10 houses under the Build Back Better project are nearing completion, as according to Corey Coutain, Junior Project Mobilization Clerk in the Ministry of Mobilization, Implementation and Transformation. He provided an update on the project. Christina John reports.
With a shortage of skilled men on projects on the sister island of Carriacou and Petite Martinique, Acting Prime Minister and Minister for Mobilization, Implementation and Transformation, Andy Williams, has issued a call for contractors to join in the Build Back Better initiative. Providing our news crew with an update on the project, Minister Williams indicated that it has created employment for well over 100 individuals.
So we are on track. We are creating employment, as Mr. Coutain said, for over 100 contractors, and we also have even more work for more contractors. So if you are a contractor and you are out there looking for employment, please contact our Ministry of MIT at 435-8665. We also need help for Carriacou. Carriacou is going along pretty well, but we can use more hands on deck in Carriacou and Petite Martinique.
10 houses under the Build Back Better project are nearing completion, according to Corey Coutain, Junior Project Mobilization Clerk in the Ministry of Mobilization, Implementation and Transformation. This project was landed over 3 months ago with the intention of providing housing assistance to families adversely impacted by Hurricane Beryl. Coutain said the plan is to construct 200 houses in 4 parishes: St. Patrick, St. Mark, St. John, and St. Andrew.
So, to help with the Build Back initiative, the Build Back Better project would have accumulated $13.1 million in terms of building new homes and also repairs of homes that would have been damaged through Hurricane Beryl. 200 houses will be constructed from the Build Back Better, and in the future we may possibly see more being constructed. So far we have just over 10 houses being completed or in the completion stages, which we have well over 142 being under construction.
Coutain explained the composition of the houses and highlighted another project in the pipeline.
So the Build Back Better has 2 or 3 ideal sizes. There is a small 2-bedroom, a large 2-bedroom, and a 3-bedroom unit. In terms of aesthetics, these houses will be equipped with painting, electrical, everything that a standard house, with the exception of furniture, would be included. The Ministry of Mobilization also has a separate housing project which is called the Special Project. Now this housing project is mainly for people who seek assistance in terms of material or complete housing. Now these, so far, over 50 houses have been built throughout the length and breadth of Grenada, and we have well over 100 more to be constructed.
Mr. Williams spoke to additional features which will be useful to homeowners.
The Build Back Better project is a project really that we initiated through MIT to build back for persons who were affected by Hurricane Beryl. And the aim was not just to build back, but to build back in a stronger and a more resilient manner, and also in a smarter way too. So we wanted to incorporate things like rainwater harvesting. We wanted to improve on the lighting. We wanted to even make the structure stronger. So what we did, the project has a concrete frame, and we build around that frame in order to build resilience. We are also getting some devices that if someone does not have current, etc., that we can give you a device with that house, and it can give you lighting, charger for your phones, radio, etc.
The project is fully funded by the government of Grenada. Christina John, GBN News.
This story to report JPP Network, the US-based company which recently had its contract terminated by the government of Grenada, said that it was not afforded the opportunity to present its achievements to the government or the public, despite repeated requests. Last Monday, during his appearance on the Beyond the Headlines program, Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell announced that the government of Grenada had terminated its agreement with the US company, which was contracted to develop the framework for Grenada's implementation of a national health insurance plan. The NHI is intended to strengthen and improve the island's healthcare system and services. Prime Minister Mitchell said the National Democratic Congress administration continued working with the company when it took office. However, the agreement was terminated due to the government not being satisfied with JPP's achievements after 5 years.
I will have to indicate to you, we too have not been happy. We had retained, we continue to retain JPP, but internally, after reviewing the outcome and the performance over the last several months, the cabinet took a decision to terminate the contract and to relook the approach. We are absolutely committed to NHI because we recognize that is part and parcel of how we will ensure that there's sustainability to the new healthcare system.
In a news release on Monday, the company said despite fulfilling its obligations and receiving no prior notice or discussion of performance concerns from the government, the contract was unexpectedly terminated. The company claims its work delivered under the contract included developing a customized technology platform to support NHI operations, integrating health insurance, benefits administration, and health information systems aligned with international standards, which was undertaken at JPP's cost, designing a public-private financing model to optimize economies of scale and spread healthcare costs equitably across the population, and preparing an NHI implementation plan, policy documents, draft legislation, and public outreach strategies, which were all completed and submitted to the government for review. Claiming that the government did not provide it with the opportunity to present its achievements, despite repeated requests, the company said the lack of responsiveness and collaboration from the government hindered the progress of this vital initiative. The release said if the project had gone ahead, Grenada would have been well positioned for sustained private investment in the healthcare sector. There is a new Grenadian publication in circulation. Christina John tells us about More Than Just Dad.
The book, titled More Than Just Dad, was written by Matthias Williams. The book is a cross between an inspirational read and a biography. Using the recollections and testimonials of 11 people, the author, Matthias Williams, documented the character, journey, and energy of Reverend Dr. Milton Williams, who was his father. Pastor Williams was a Christian minister who worked across St. Vincent, Carriacou, and Grenada, mostly among the evangelical, Berean, and independent Baptist denominations. The author, in an interview with Pastor Stevenson Worm, explained that putting the project together was both inspiring and motivating, noting that his plan was to write the book and have his dad read it and provide feedback. However, sadly, his dad passed in 2021 before the book's completion.
was, well, I think the best way to describe it was inspiring, motivating, enlightening. I think those words would fitly describe it. I never planned to do this project, but as in the book, it says this too. A couple of years ago, around 2016, 2017, I decided instead of doing a trip to the US, let me go hang out up the Grenadines, Carriacou, the Grenadines, and while doing that, I decided to dig up my dad's history because he worked in Carriacou. He's Vincentian born, and so when I started digging up the stories I got from the elders, and I was really taken back, and so I just thought I had to put these recollections and these testimonials together.
The author said from the many testimonials, some of which has not been documented, his dad impacted the lives of many in a positive way. He was a role model to his sons, one of whom has followed in his footsteps and is now a religious minister serving the same community in which his dad grew up.
But I think I still took him for granted. Oh, really? I think it was only to the latter end of his life when I really saw how much he did. I just took him as a regular dad, and the truth is, I wouldn't so much say it was me writing. I just collected, experiences from different persons. So it's really through the voices of these different persons, because that's really what moved me to see how much his life impacted. And there's a whole host of persons passed on. I just took.
Martha spoke of his dad as a person who was able to bring young people together through sporting activities. The author encourages people to read the book as the testimonials of a simple, humble pastor committed to a cause higher and bigger than himself can also have an inspiring, motivating effect on readers.
Well, I was taken back at the simplicity of the beginnings. And this really was raw, rustic, rural, really backwoods country, Pastor Wom, a place called Madame Goguet. I'm talking about way down. So that same time, around that time, 2016, 2017, I kind of, chatted with a few persons, went back, saw the spot where his mom was my grandmother. I met her just once. And that's what really inspired me too, because the fact that to see where he came from, see the quality of life and what he just decided that he wanted to do better for himself.
More Than Just Dad is available on Amazon, locally at the Standard Bookstore on Lucas Street, the Christian Bookstore on Gore Street, and Art and Soul in Grand Dance. Discounted copies can also be purchased directly from Matthias. Christina John, GBN News.
Congratulations. Still to come in Network News. Government gives another boost to the poultry industry. Back in a moment.
Are you looking for a reliable, affordable, and customer-friendly pharmacy? Look no further than Hills and Valley Pharmacy, the nation's leading healthcare products and services provider. We are committed to serving you at convenient locations. Find an extensive and affordable selection of prescription and over-the-counter drugs and medical supplies at Church Street, Hillsborough, Carriacou, Jubilee Street, Grenville, St. Andrew, near the bus terminal, and Halifax and Grenville Street, St. George. Our committed team is always available to offer valuable assistance for managing your health and wellness. Discover the additional benefits of our wholesale distribution on Halifax Street and our Medcare Center on Grenville Street, where we provide in-house physiotherapy, massage therapy, doctor consultations, and eye care services. Our commitment is to satisfy all your healthcare needs, including competitive prices, loyalty rewards, and special discounts for seniors. Contact us at 435-6904 and WhatsApp 535-4734. Choose Hills and Valley Pharmacy. Remember, your health is our business.
level of convenience and comfort awaits you when you shop at Rise and Shine Supermarket and Hardware Supplies, Griffin Lane, Grenville. Convenient, because we are open Sunday to Sunday. We're even at your service on public holidays. Comfort, because we are easily accessible to the physically challenged. Free Wi-Fi is available while you shop, and bags come at no charge. Everyday low prices and excellent customer care. Adequate parking available. We supply everything you can possibly think of. Family and home supplies, fresh meat, vegetables, and personal care products. All brands of cooking gas at affordable prices. You can send in your order, have it pulled, or pick up express.
It happens to all of us. Low on cash and in need of money right away. Play Instacash Monday to Sunday and there are no draws.
So what you saying? No numbers to choose from?
Nope.
And no draw sessions to wait on?
Nope.
And we can play it anytime and any day?
Yep. Including Sundays. Instacash. Ask for it by name and choose from a wide variety of games as low as $2 and win instantly. It is fast, it is easy to play, and you win cash right away. Must be 18 years or older to play. NLA, making your dreams come true.
This is GBN. We've got the means, the power, and the medium.
Although the Public Sector Employees Pension Fund 2024 Act provides for a board of trustees to manage and administer the fund, government is currently seeking to employ an individual or a consultancy firm to provide administration and investment management services for the new public sector multi-employer defining contribution pension plan. The Act, which went into effect on January 1, seeks to establish a contributory pension scheme for public sector employees. The funds from the scheme will be used for the payment of pensions, gratuities, and other allowances of the members. The government notice says the objective of the consultancy is to establish and deliver effective investment management and administration services to the new public sector pension plan, ensuring compliance with relevant laws and regulations, efficient administration, and excellent member services in line with the government's overarching strategic objectives, policies, procedures, guidelines, and governance principles. The assignment is expected to be 2 years with the possibility of extension, according to the notice, which is also published on the procurement website of the Government of Grenada and the OECS Secretariat. Eligible consultant firms must first submit expressions of interest for the provision of the required consultancy services. A consultant shall be eligible to participate if it is not subject to a conflict of interest that would undermine the consultant's ability to provide professional, objective, and impartial service, if it is not publicly debarred by a multilateral development bank. The deadline for submitting expressions of interest is January 17. Yet another boost for the poultry industry in Grenada. Christina John tells us how backyard farmers are benefiting from this support.
In the coming months, Grenada's poultry industry is expected to significantly aid in the reduction of our input bill, as more of our locally produced eggs and chickens will be available for consumers. Over 2,945 day-old chicks were handed over to over 100 backyard farmers recently. This falls under Component 4 of the World Bank-funded Food Security Enhancement Project. The donation also included supplies of starter feeds to support the farmers and will continue throughout the entire life cycle of the birds to ensure proper nourishment and survival. The chicks were handed over to the farmers by Permanent Secretary Isaac Bagwan and Livestock Coordinator Nugent Bernard. In his remarks, PS Bagwan emphasized the ministry's ongoing support for backyard farmers, highlighting the importance of the initiative in ensuring their long-term sustainability.
Under the
World Bank Food Security Project, we would have targeted at least 50 farmers. They would have received approximately 17,750 chickens, day-old chicks, boilers, that is, so that they could enhance their operation, increase their productivity, and of course have fresh chicken available for the consuming public. As Mr. Bernard would have mentioned, we also targeted the backyard farmers, which is yourself. We know that you are not large scale, but we felt that, of course, because you are involved in providing food for your own self and, of course, your family and neighbors, that we should also provide some support.
Bagwan noted that this initiative marks the beginning of Grenada's efforts to reduce poultry imports and boost local production for domestic consumption.
The reality is that the chicken is one of the main protein source for us in Grenada, and the vast majority, in fact, upwards of 90% of the chicken that we consume is imported. We want to change that dynamic. We want to be able to get into the market, and our target is about at least 30% within the next 3 years in terms of our production level, and of course to lift the nutritional content of the meat that we consume. Of course, the meat that we import, that is the chicken, sometimes we're not sure how long they have been on freezer, but these chickens that we are doing here are indeed probably the freshest that you could get in this regard, and I may dare say much more healthier. So I want to encourage you, as Mr. Bernard would have indicated, that this is a start and that you would continue and that you would expand.
Livestock Coordinator Nugent Bernard urged the farmers to use the donation as a starting point to expand their production.
Now, our expectation is, after you would have received this chicken, which is like a drum start, you will get the feed, you will get all of the chicken, all of the feed to go with it, so that the feed you receive today is only the broiler starter, right? Within a week and a half time, we are going to call you again, make an arrangement so that you can pick up the broiler grower. And then a week after again, we call you again, make the arrangement to pick up the broiler finisher, right? Now, we're hoping that through this initiative, you would continue that process to make it sustainable. All right, so we want to see, so that when the CI come back doing the assessment of the 100 persons getting this assistance, we want to make sure that 100 persons is still continue growing the little backyard for your own family sustenance, and if you want to get bigger, then this is the stepping stone.
During this year, further support will be given to poultry farmers. Christina John, GBN News.
Sports news after the break.
What if you had a choice? A choice of joining a line or a choice of making your purchases online? What would you choose? While you ponder on that, the National Lotteries Authority has provided another purchasing option. All their games are now available online. Yes, Grenadians, from wherever you are, purchase your favorite daily and jackpot-type games using any electronic device. Register on the NLA's website at www.nla.gd. Top up your account and enjoy online lottery gaming at your convenience. We're taking shopping comfort up, up, up several notches, but the choice is yours. Join a line or buy online. NLA, make your dreams come true.
Sporting fans, good evening. An NGO in Grenada is sparking a new wave of inclusion by launching a football tournament for special education students. Rena Pet Thomas tells us more.
The JT Positive Vibe Foundation, led by Ms. Jacinta Telesford, is championing inclusion and sportsmanship through the launch of a football tournament for male and female students in special education schools. This pilot project will begin with the students from the Grenada School for Special Education with support from the Ministry of Education and the Grenada Football Association. Founder Jacinta Telesford shared the inspiration behind the initiative, expressing her vision to prepare the students to eventually compete in local primary school football tournaments.
Working along with the School for Special Education in the Lines, St. George, and seeking to understand the children that we consider as special need, I learned that they do not appreciate when they are isolated from the normal activities. That the long-term aim will be to have the school participate in the national primary school football competition. I pause here to say that I learned in my discussion with the Ministry of Education that the school is neither primary or secondary school, but they are willing to work towards that goal. I am pleased to have the blessings of the Ministry of Education, the Ministry of Sports, the School for Special Education, and of course, Grenada Football Association. They believed in this project and many of the other projects that I venture into.
Telesford is appealing to sponsors to support the initiative, emphasizing the importance of fostering inclusion in sports.
I encourage other sponsors to come on board. It's not too late. Come on board to ensure that you work along with us, the team, to have the students have a safe, productive football tournament. As sponsors, we know that you constantly give back to the community, and then we ask you to come on board again.
Over a 5-week period, the students will be coached by Carlos Lewis, who will teach them the fundamentals of the sport.
So now, while it benefits the kids, it also benefits me as an individual. So now I have to come down to meet the standard to help them to grow as a unit. So I'm very excited about it. The program is a short program. It's about 5 weeks, and it's only on Fridays. We're losing one Friday for independence, so we have to extend it to another week. So we're going to do it, not to show exactly the level of the players. So our opening on Friday is more or less to see exactly where the players are, to know the levels, so we can know exactly how to proceed. So from that, after we have the 5 weeks, we're going to do a little competition. It's not a tournament where you're looking to for first, second, and third of best player. It's just to give them the opportunity to participate.
The project will begin from January 17th, and the intention is to extend the program to the other 3 schools for special education. Rena P. Thomas, GBN News.
Well done, JT Positive Vibes. Guyanese and West Indies cricket legend Sir Clive Lloyd is set to take on a lead role in the establishment and operations of Guyana's proposed cricket academy. Here's what we can tell you. The 80-year-old icon, celebrated as one of the greatest cricket captains of all time after leading the West Indies to 2 World Cup victories, will assume the principal role at the country's premier cricket academy. This announcement was made during the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sports year-end press conference hosted by Minister Charles Ramsden Jr. on Saturday. According to Minister Ramsden, the academy will be a state-of-the-art facility located on a 20-acre plot in Good Hope on the east coast of Demerara. While hints about Sir Clive's involvement were first made during a cricket gear distribution event last year, the minister confirmed that a formal contract with the cricketing legend will be finalized in the coming weeks. The academy promises to be a major step forward for cricket in Guyana, solidifying the nation's position as a powerhouse in regional cricket. The International Cricket Council named West Indies trio Candice Laborde, Maria Abbott and Rion King Among 20 match officials for the ICC Under-19 Women's T20 World Cup in Malaysia, Candice Laborde was part of the match officials team for the inaugural tournament final that saw India clinch the trophy. Candice Laborde and Maria Abbott were named as match officials for the ICC Under-19 Women's T20 World Cup 2025, while Rian King was named match referee. ICC Senior Manager, Umpires and Referees Sean Easy highlighted the diversity of the officials appointed as he looked ahead to the tournament that gets underway on January 18, with 14 nations represented, including Qatar, Ireland, the USA and Oman. That's the sports news for now. Guyana is monitoring the influx of Venezuelan migrants using a variety of methods, including surveys, assessments, and the displacement tracking matrix.
Currently, there are more than 30,000 Venezuelan migrants living in the country, and that number can increase drastically in months to come as more Venezuelans pour into Guyana to seek refuge, as the neighboring country continues to face a deep social and economic crisis.
One is that we will have perhaps another flood of migrants in desperate circumstances coming from Venezuela. There has been an efflux from Venezuela of Guyanese persons who still live in Venezuela, and if they're forced to leave in fairly rapid circumstances, leave everything behind and come over here, they will be perhaps in a more difficult situation than those who came before.
According to the UN Refugee Agency, Venezuela is facing one of the largest displacement crises in the world. The agency said rampant violence, inflation, gang warfare, soaring crime rates, and shortages of food, medicine, and essential services are forcing millions to flee. Thousands have turned to Guyana. The Home Affairs Minister said as the government of Guyana closely monitors the situation at its borders, it is also putting systems in place to respond to any potential issue or threat. He said the government is also providing support to many of the migrants.
We are all aware of the challenges on the west in Venezuela, and both the Guyana police force and the community policing groups units are involved in the security screening and information gathering in relation to those challenges, monitoring of the situation in relation to the question of what may or may not be as a result of the fallout of the crisis in Venezuela.
The Guyana government has been offering support for the migrants fleeing Venezuela as the country remains in crisis. The situation in the Spanish-speaking country could deteriorate even further now that President Nicolas Maduro has been sworn in for another term in office.
Further afield, Mozambique has sworn in its new parliament, with the streets of the capital largely deserted after the opposition leader called for strikes to protest against the result of highly disputed elections. Two smaller opposition parties boycotted the opening ceremony on Monday as they refused to accept the outcome of the October election, while the incoming president, Daniel Chapo, called for calm and unity after months of deadly unrest.
Days ahead of his presidential inauguration, the Frelimo party's Daniel Chapo attends Parliament in Maputo. It comes despite disputed election results following October's vote. The the party's 65% win finalized by the Constitutional Council. Shapo's party has won 171 seats, giving it a parliamentary majority. The remaining 79 seats have gone to opposition parties.
I expect excellent collaboration. Besides Frelimo, we have Podemos, Renamo and MDM, parties that represent the will of all Mozambicans, from Rovuma to Maputo. It is crucial to promote open and honest internal debate, to pass laws that address the aspirations of the population.
But the Democratic Movement of Mozambique, or MDM, and Renamo are boycotting the swearing-in ceremony and say the election outcome does not represent the will of the people.
The party believes that this ceremony is devoid of any solemn value, constituting a social outrage and a disregard for the will of the people. For this reason, the party has decided not to participate in the swearing-in. Renamo advocates for free, fair and transparent elections.
But the stay away may only be a political statement that won't impact parliamentary processes. One other opposition party, Podemos, has taken up its 43 seats, the first time it's represented in parliament. It's the party that backed opposition leader Venancio Mondlane. Mondlane, who continues to contest the election results, says it's a betrayal.
We believe that the parties that did not take office have their own agendas. We, as the Podemos party, also have ours, to be in parliament because we are the legitimate winners. We don't know the other parties' agendas. They claim to be for the people, but after 30 years of democracy, they left the country in this state, with increasing inequalities and a system that forces people to take to the streets to demand their rights.
There have been widespread, sometimes violent demonstrations over alleged vote rigging by Frelimo, which has been in power for almost half a century. Mondlane is demanding the release of those arrested in recent weeks. He also wants dialogue with Frelimo.
A reminder of the headlines right after this. This is Network News, a reminder of the headlines before we leave you. Grenada Transport Commission CEO to meet with members of the Grenville Bus Association following robbery and security concerns at the Grenville Bus Terminus. Concerns mount over the deteriorating condition of two state-owned buildings in Grenville. JPP Network issues statement on cancellation of Grenada National Health Insurance Financing Project contract. Also the news regionally, Guyana monitors influx of refugees from Venezuela. Internationally, Mozambique opens new parliament amid opposition protests and boycotts. Plus in the sports news, JT Positive Vibes Foundation launches football tournament for special education students. Absolutely love this. I'm Kenroy, Baptiste. That's all from us in the newsroom. Thank you so much for tuning into the broadcast. Have a good night.